Well, hello everybody. I'm Philippe Cousteau. I'm the co-author of this book, Follow the Moon Home, and I'm really excited to answer a couple questions for you right here, right now, real quick for the next few minutes. So the first question, let's jump right into it, is how was having a grandfather who was an explorer and a conservationist affect and influence who I am today? Well, my grandfather was Jacques Cousteau. He was a world-renowned filmmaker and explorer, and it had a huge influence on me and what I do. And I remember growing up with his stories as a little kid, and hearing stories about all of his adventures and all the work that he did and the people that he knew and the scientists that he worked with is really why I'm here. And I always like to say that I'm not a Cousteau because of my birth certificate, but I'm more a product of good teaching. And that good teaching came from my grandfather and my father, my mother. The next question is, why did I write a book for children as opposed to adults? Well, I wrote a children's book because I was so influenced as a little kid, by my grandfather, that I wanted to write a story that could help other kids recognize at an early age that they have the power to change the world. And that actually brings us into why and what the loggerhead sea turtles. Why it's so important for us all to take action. Well, sea turtles for me are a great example. The reason we wrote about loggerhead sea turtles and sea turtles in general is because they've been virtually unchanged on this planet. They've existed for over 100 million years, and now they're being impacted by human beings. And so they have survived ice ages and extinctions and the dinosaurs. And now human beings are the ones that are affecting sea turtles. And every single species of sea turtle in the world is either threatened or endangered. And that gives you a sense of just how serious these issues are. And in many, do I believe that one person can change the world, one child in particular? Absolutely. In fact, I'm a huge believer that only young people can change the world. That it's the passion and the drive that young people with their new ideas, with their refusal to accept a no as an answer, you are the ones that will change the world, that bring new ideas and determination to make the world a better place, to not accept the status quo. So in fact, not only do I think that young people can change the world, I think that young people are truly the ones who will and do change the world every single day. And that was the whole point of Vivian and the story here, was to help particularly girls and recognize their power to change the world and make it a better place. And that starts in your community. And it starts with finding something that you're passionate about and saying, you know what, I'm not just gonna take it anymore. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do something. And every single small step moves humanity closer to a better world. What advice would I offer to young writers? Well, two pieces of advice actually. One is, write what you know. The inspiration for Follow the Moon Home actually came from experiences that I had living in Florida and spending time in the Carolinas. My wife is from North Carolina, and actually going out in the morning and looking for sea turtle nests that had hatched and finding baby sea turtles that had crawled up into the bushes and died because they were confused by the light on land. So it's something I was experiencing, something I was passionate about. I had a personal experience with it. And I think that's a really good piece of advice. Write something that you know, that you care about, that you're passionate about, that you've experienced. And then really look for mentors. Look for good books that you like. Read a lot. Find out what books and exist out there that you're a big fan of. And then work with your teachers. Talk to your teachers. Find a mentor who can really help you understand how to write a good story. Because fundamentally, good stories exist, and the formula for a good story have existed for thousands of years. You gotta have good characters and a setting and some conflict. And those basic elements of writing a good story are universal. And so make sure that you've got someone that can help you understand what makes a good story, how to write a good story, and then you'll be off and running, and I will be reading your book. So I hope you enjoy Follow the Moon Home. I can't wait to see the wonderful things that you all do. Thank you for this honor, and who knows? Like I said, maybe I'll be reading your book next.